Well, there's been no surprise exit. We are a Premier League team. We're still the Reading FC manager. We got a hell of a task ahead of us in this first season. It's a Journeyman. Welcome in. I have not ran away to the Bundesliga. We've remained with Reading. We are going to take on the Premier League. We're hoping that with Reading we can take them to that next step, which is probably just Premier League safety, and then we'll maybe start looking, seeing if there's bigger jobs out there. But I'm committed to try and give our all this season. I just hope that FM's a bit kinder to me. I have had a rough time recently. New season, that means new players, so we'll cover the transfers because the team looks very different now. Our transfer business started off at the end of last season. I was quick to go out and get a right back, mainly because we had sold Abrefa. He's moved on to Birmingham for 18.5 million. Good player, but felt like he was maybe maxing out, and we wanted probably... he was a youthful player, but we wanted someone in who maybe had just a bit of a higher ceiling. I think I found them in Jeremy Nagakia. Whether he's got the higher ceiling, debatable, but he is a Premier League valued player or rated player by our coaches, which is above leading championship, which Abrefa was. We're paying him good wages. He's 26 years old. Valued now at 10 to 11 million. We paid 6.5. Just a solid fullback. Just nothing too fancy. He's got that pace. Decent height as well. Consistent. Good work rate. Decent Premier League player. Close to full potential in all fairness. Fairly professional though. Happy to have him on board. I think 6.5 million is a bit of a steal. We didn't have a huge budget, so that 6.5 million is probably the most we paid for any one player. As I said before, at the end of last season, Jacob Southern was so good for us. Didn't think we were going to get him. Leeds dropped their guard. We got him for an absolute steal. 4.4 million. He's going to lead the line. 6'2". Obviously, you should know everything about Southern from how he played last season. Just so important to us. Decent Premier League player, rated by our coaches now. Really enjoyed how he came into form under us. Missed him for the run-in, and then he came up big in that final game. Got us Premier League football. So happy to have him on board for 4.4 million. Seems a no-brainer. Hopefully he can kick on. Still only 20 years of age. Here's a much cheaper signing. Kerr Smith comes in, Scottish centre-back. I've brought him in as sort of backup. 22 years old. Only cost us 325k. He's now worth 9.4 to 12.5 million. He's got some potential to him. I think he's just solid at what we expect in a centre-back. Mentals are okay. Physicals are pretty decent. He's a big lad. Good positioning. He's only a good EFL League One player, supposedly, our coaches think. But expose him to game time, I think he'll kick on. Ashley Hughes, very similar to last signing. He's not necessarily a first choice option, but 20 years old, Welsh centre-back, 6'2". Looks good. Much higher ceiling than Kerr. But again, not ready for Premier League yet, but the part of me thinks that when you're 2-0 up, 3-0 up, 2-1, last 10 minutes, throwing him on, getting him playing in cup games, going to get this guy up to the required level. I just think at 20 years old, being exposed to Premier League football, if we can give him 10-15 minutes in games that we're in control of, I think he'll do well. Here's probably our biggest signing, maybe not in value up front, but overall it was our biggest signing. Mohamed Tabouni comes in very versatile. I think we're going to mainly use him as a left winger because obviously we didn't manage to bring back Popov and we didn't try and bring back Fatuma. Was it Fatuma? What's his boy's name? I've messed up his name. The other lad. We didn't bring them back because they were wanting astronomical fees for them. Couldn't get them back on loan. Another decent Premier League player. He's done very well in pre-season. I like the look of him. In 5 preseason games for us, 2 goals, 2 assists. I just think he looks very solid for a winger, and happy to have him on board. 25 years old, good fee, comes in, should do the job. Karim Dermain, maybe the most exciting signing we managed to pull off. Released by Man United. A heap of teams in for him. We picked him up. Central midfielder. Has a higher ceiling to only 23 years old. Didn't get a lot of game time at Man United, obviously. But a lot of Premier League teams were sniffing around. And he's joined us. Very good passer of the ball. Everything else just very solid. Good mentals. Good physicals. Good technicals. He will probably be one of the guys that we try and play quite consistently in the centre of that field because we want him to kick on and improve. Only a good EFL Championship player. I think that's mainly down to him not being outstanding in too many areas. His passing's very good, but his vision lacks. Very good work rate. However, big matches, consistency. It's exactly what I want in a player for our fight against relegation. This was a loan signing. Rory Wilson. I'm surprised based on what he can do with the golden trio, dribbling, finishing, decent enough first touch, good composure, very good physicals. I'm very surprised. We've gone on loan from Aston Villa. I'm very surprised that my coaches think he's only a good EFL League One player. He is here for backup. If we don't play him enough, he'll probably get recalled, but for those moments where Southern needs to come off with 20 minutes to go or we need to try something different up top, it will probably be him. He's not massively different from Southern, but we've got to be sensible where am I? I don't want to spend it all on players that aren't necessarily good enough. This guy's at least interesting enough that he caught my eye, and potentially we could sign him as part of the contract there as an optional future fee of 24 million if he turns out to be brilliant. So a fair few different new names in there. The rest of the team, unfortunately, Fuchs is going to be suspended for this first game, which does put a little bit of a selection issue in my way. Maybe Tetic. As you'll see, we didn't bring back Billy Gilmore, even though he was on loan and stuff. Just after playing a little bit of part of our promotion, he signed a new contract. They then valued him at 28 million. I'm not paying that for Billy Gilmore in the year 2027. Our first game today against Leicester City. I don't think the preview is very kind for us. We're expected to be rock bottom, just below Sheffield United and Bournemouth. Understandable. We were the third team promoted. Man City favourites. They've actually lost their opening game, but overall, kind of what you'd expect it to look like, I guess, in 4 years' time. Kinda. I guess arguably Wolves are very high. But we just need to get off to a good start. Pick up wins at home. I'm going to try and play the exact same way because I feel like every time I've tried to change anything in this Football Manager game, it's come back to bite me. So we're going to try and approach it same way we did the Championship. We'll probably be a bit more cautious against the big teams, but we want to play quite an aggressive style. The team to start today against Leicester will be Wallstedt in goals. Scales, Opoku, Holmes and Ngakia make up our back four. McIntyre's going to come in as the defensive midfield role. He was our vice captain. He didn't get much games last season, but looks like a decent enough player to fill a spot when we're missing a key man like Fuchs. Dermain and Bastian as our central midfield duo. Tabuni starts on the left, but we're going to play him as an inverted winger rather than a winger support. Miete as the wide target forward, and Southern up top as the advanced forward, hoping that they can continue to link up really well. It is an aggressive style we play with a counter press, counter attack, high press, short passing, play for set pieces. We've got to see how it goes on. We've kept the team quite big, quite a tall team. Hopefully we've still got some very good chances from set pieces, but the quality we're up against is different. We're at home here against Leicester. Be a great start to the season. We've got 3 points, but we'll see how things go. What we'll possibly do after this game is we'll go and have a look on our previous clubs, see how they're getting on, especially Newstown. Like, we're really interested to see how they got on. I didn't even check how they got on against Real Madrid. Imagine they pulled off a famous victory and we weren't there. That'd be pretty good. Also pretty cool. First Premier League football for me, this FM, that wasn't in the beta. I want a result. Woodman kicks it out long. Poku with a header. Southern knocks it down to Durrami. Tabuni plays off to Scales. Scales going on the outside. He's got to play him now. Plays him. Tabuni. What a finish. That is onside. Mohamed Tabuni on his debut in the Premier League. Our record... Was it a record sign? I don't think it was a record sign. I know we had record sale. We also had our record expenditure, which is kind of to be expected. I would imagine last time Reading were up in the Premier League, they weren't spending the kind of money I had to spend. But what a lovely little goal that is. Oh, lovely. What we want to do this season is get through the season, survive, and then spend cash. You know, like improve, wheel and deal, take Reading to that next level. A good season here is genuinely, if we could finish 14th, way above expectations. Anything 17th and above, perfect. But 14th would be unreal. I like how we've set out here aggressive at home still, playing the exact same way, and so far we've had a lot of the ball. Now, as I say that, they whip it across, headed away. Nico going to pick that up on the edge of the area. Tielemans now whips it good, strong hand by Wallstead. Oh, that was scary. I actually saw Wallstead in one of my FM saves. Who was I playing as? Was it in Belgium? No, it was in France. He's playing in France, and I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Because I was like, I expected to beat them. I don't think I did. But Wallstead seems like a decent enough keeper, was my point there. They grew into the game as the half went on, but we came out on top in the first half, which is good. I think we're doing well, but we could definitely find another gear, take charge this match. Let's do that. Then we've got ability to improve. And we'll see how the second half starts. If they have a lot of the ball or if they're getting a lot of chances, I might take away the counter press so we keep our shape a bit more. I'd love a second goal. We're not really getting the ball Southern at all. What we're going to do is we're going to work the ball in the box. You keep everything else the same. Work the ball in the box, see if we can get the ball Southern. Yeah, on a yellow card. Tell him to calm down. Need him on the field for set pieces. If Southern is having a poor game, we'll maybe take him off now and try the our striker. Just throw on something different. Might even play him as a different role. Dewsbury Hall whips that across. Good header away by Opoku. Falls to Zito. Can we close him down? That's an interception. Miete, lovely from the wide target forward. Lays off his Southern. Can he get the ball back across? Doesn't look likely. Can he play him in? He tried to. Good block. Nice turn. Nice cross. Great volley. I'm glad I didn't sub off Southern. Great work there by him. McIntyre, the defensive midfielder, scores a brilliant goal. McIntyre, who didn't play a single time, genuinely, I don't think he started a game. He might have come off the bench. I don't think he started a game for me last season. If he did, snuck by me. Comes in to deputise in defensive midfield. He scored a Premier League goal, and it's a brilliant one. Great cross from Southern. Outstanding by the forward. He straight away jumps up in quality. What we're going to do is we're going to pause there. We're going to think about substitution make. Miete possibly coming off. This is where still a bit of time left in the window. I've got a bit of work to do. I think we need another option on the right wing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw Southern out there, take Miete off, and I don't have another striker on the bench. Right. I'm not going to put Reece Williams up top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off Opoku, take on Reece Williams to play in that back line. Tetic is going to come on for maybe Bastion. What's his passing like? Vision 10, passing 11. He's not terrible. I wouldn't call him a advanced playmaker really, but probably come on. Liam Scales having a very good game. I think Bastion for Tech. To be honest, the more I look at that back line, not even the back line, the more I look at that bench, I mean, we're short. I've got 2 goalies on the bench. Yeah, we need some options. A couple of players injured, but this isn't looking good. I probably should have taken on Kerr Smith. Can I change that? I'm going to take on Kerr Smith instead. I'm going to swap Tom Holmes and Kerr Smith around. Oh, that's very daunting. I think we need possibly on our midfield option. You know, like a really good playmaker type. We definitely need more wingers. We still time in the window, so loans a possibility. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from the team right now. We're going to lower the tempo just a little bit. I mean, for our first home game, Premier League, against Leicester, who... they're where we would love to be. We'd love to be Leicester right now. We'd love to be a team that hold their own in the Premier League, which I think is what they are here. You know, let's not talk about real life Leicester fans. Opening day win, 2-0. Perfect. Nice work, everyone. Showed a bit of everything. Showed our ability to score on the break. Showed our quality going forward at times. And our keeper pulled off an outstanding save as well. Third in the table. I would take it right now. Shocked by superb Reading. Love that. He scores on Reading debut. McIntyre gets man of the match. His goal was great. Outstanding. So if we have a quick look... right, budget-wise, we've got 8.7 million left. The window is still open. We need to find a right winger. Possibly a midfielder, I think. Now, obviously, we're limited up top as well. If I could find a striker, because that Rory Wilson is injured 3 to 6 weeks. Obviously, Fuchs is going to come back in, so that makes midfield probably less pressing. But still quite a small squad for the Premier League. A couple of youngsters on the bench who are not really good enough. I think a right winger is an absolutely must-have, because I don't have anyone other than Miete or Southern. So we actually have a pretty interesting start of the season. We have Sheffield United next, Arsenal, Burnley, then we have a EFL Cup second round game, and then Chelsea. What I shall do is I will take us up. We will play some games, sort of settle into the season. It is our first season in the Premier League, so I want to bring you a decent amount of games from this, because we don't know whether we're going to be safe, whether we're going to be fighting relegation all season, or whether we are going to pull off an incredible season. That seems unlikely. So what I'll do is I will come back possibly for the EFL Cup second round game. If we're playing a much smaller team, I'll probably play that one offline and then bring you back for the Chelsea away game, a trip to Stamford Bridge, and then Brentford at home. So at the start of September. That way we'll also catch the tail end of the window, where I think we'll have to be a little bit busy. There's maybe a couple of players left I need to pick up. If I can pick up maybe 2 players, you know, given what I've spent so far on players, like around about that 3-4 million for someone who can do a job for us, that'd be fantastic. But could be very tricky finding an understudy for Miete, so maybe the right winger we find will not be a target forward. That's not a problem, but we definitely need somebody there. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go play those games. Hopefully when we return, we have some more players in and we're a bit better set up. But hey, one game down, a 2-0 win over Leicester City. I don't think it could have started much better than that. Perfect. If you're enjoying the series, do hit that like button. If apologies for the week off of no videos. Just FM's burnt me out a little bit, but your continued support on the channel, it does drive me to continue to put out these videos. So I do appreciate the likes and the comments. It really helps the algorithm, opens this up to new people, and hopefully new people will find the videos, and I'll continue to have that motivation to keep this going. As of right now, not looking at new jobs, but I think I want to do like a full season in the Premier League. If things get really dicey, I might have to jump sooner rather than later, but the intention is to see this out with Reading, and we'll take it from there. But before we go, let's have a look at our previous teams. I'll start off at Greswick United. They are now third in Liga 2 East region. I believe that means they've been relegated again. They have. So after we got promoted, they were relegated straight away, and they've struggled. They've kind of just hovered around the sort of top half of that division we were once in. Chippenham are still in Vanarama National League South. Very unfortunate for them. They have basically just been stuck exactly where I was. You know, it was a very brief stint there. Newtown did win the league, which is great. How did they get on last season? How did they get on against Real Madrid? A 3-0 loss, But they played very well. They had a wee bit of a bad run there. Oh, went out in the Scottish Challenge Cup, 4th round to Morton, who I wanted revenge on. That was the game that got away from me, and I do regret not being there. They won the Welsh Cup again, and they won the league. So, overall, pretty happy for them. I wonder if they've sold any of the key players I brought in. Not really. Not really sold anyway. Not that season. Previously. No, loaned out a couple players. That's about it. But Reading's our team now. It is a journeyman. I am happy with the journey to this date. Join me next time when, hopefully, I'd love to just be around here. Just mid-table. That's all I'm after. Get me sandwiched between Aston Villa and Everton by the next episode, and I'll count that success. I don't want to be down here, where Arsenal are, and Man City, and Leicester. Let's not swap places with them right now. Until next time, I've been Hunkleberry Finn.